I had an interesting experience at a retreat I went to this weekend. I was there at this retreat with my brother, and it was hot out in east of here, an hour east, and my brother had forgotten his flip-flops. And so there's a main area that you have to go in and out and take your shoes off every time. So you got to have flip-flops. And so I was trying to figure out what could we do, and I had like a yoga mat. I'm like, maybe I could cut a yoga mat and find some cord, and like we could make him some flip-flops. And then somebody suggested, wonder if there's any in the lost and found. Just tell them like, oh, you lost some and you wanted to look through the lost and found. And so I went to go find some for my brother to provide for my family. And so I went to talk to the organizer, who runs the facility, and I said, hey, is there a lost and found? I lost some flip-flops. And then he starts saying, well, how long ago did you lose it? And I'm like, uh-oh, now I'm being asked for details. I'm like, a few months ago. He goes, okay, because we clear out the lost and found, we give it away to Goodwill, every few months. And he goes, what brand are your flip-flops? And I'm like, fuck, now I'm totally caught in a lie. And I'm like, I think Keen was the brand. He goes, oh yeah, okay, that's a cool brand. And he starts going through, and then I find a pair in a bin that is the perfect size for my brother. I'm like, oh, you know what? These will work. And he's like, what? That's not the right brand. And I'm like, yeah, but it'll just be a good, it'll be a good gesture. It'll show him that I'm like, what am I doing? In my head, I'm like, what am I doing? And so he's like, okay, well, let's keep looking. Let's try to find his flip-flops. And so we go through it, and I'm just going like, these are going to be perfect. They're my brother's size. My friend is going to be stoked that I even made the hassle of looking. It's going to be a nice gesture. And he's like, okay, I'm not sure how happy he's going to be about getting someone else's shoes. Immediately, I'm thinking, I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good. So I find him like 30 minutes later. I said, hey, brother, I lied to you. My truth is my brother needed flip-flops, and I'm not sure why I said it. It was a great experience because it really illuminated to me how easy it is to tell a little white lie, to try to manipulate the future and get what I want. What do I seem to say to get what I want? When what I should have done is be present, have integrity, align with love, and then act. And if I was in that place, I would have said the truth. Like, hi, here is the problem that I'm trying to solve, and I believe that if I borrowed some from the lost and found, and then returned them at the end of the weekend, that would be a beautiful solution. Is that okay? And I'm sure he would have said okay, but I didn't. It's not something that I think I do often, but that it happened and I became aware of it. It's something that my dad does never. And some of the most aggressive, violent yellings that I've ever got from my dad was when I told a little white lie to try to get what I wanted. I remember one time we were all in the car heading to the swap meet. And my dad's like, oh, hey, there's a garage sale down the street. Let's go check it out. And I didn't want to go. I wanted to get to the swap meet. And so I said, oh, I already went over there. There's nothing cool there. And later he's like, did you really go to that garage sale? I'm like, no. And he was like so pissed because I lied. And to me, it wasn't that big a deal because I was young and stupid. And over time, I realized like why it upset him so much, because that is how he lives his life. Like if you do not have integrity and you're honest with your word, then you are weak and you are poor. You cannot be rich. You cannot be an honorable person if you are going to rely on deceit to try to get what you want. And so having this falling into deceit, catching myself, asking for forgiveness and apologizing, it was like, okay, so I felt back in integrity. Then I got to talk to him later, and we actually ended up getting really close and connecting in a beautiful way. He's a beautiful man. And so, yeah, so I'm grateful for this opportunity to stumble, catch myself, and brush myself off and learn from it. And that's the truth.